Have you ever felt ensnared in a love that seemed almost predestined? A connection so intense, so consuming, it felt as though the very stars aligned to bring you together? But what if that celestial dance was orchestrated by something far less divine? What if the strings of your heart were being pulled by a puppeteer hidden in the shadows, weaving a tapestry of desire and control? We often speak of love as a sacred, untainted force, a beacon of light guiding us through the darkness. But the truth, as those who dare to peer beneath the surface know, is that love can be a battlefield, a stage for power plays and subtle manipulations. And in the deepest trenches of this emotional warfare, dark tactics thrive, concealed beneath a veneer of affection and devotion. Tonight, we delve into the forbidden corridors of the human heart, where the shadows dance with the light, and the line between love and manipulation blurs into an indistinguishable haze. We will explore the subtle, often unconscious strategies employed by those who seek to control their partners, to bend their will, and to claim dominion over their very being. These are not the tales of overt abuse, the blatant acts of aggression that leave scars on the surface. No, these are the whispers in the dark, the insidious manipulations that burrow deep into the psyche, eroding self-worth and leaving the victim questioning their sanity. Have you ever been gaslighted, made to doubt your own perception of reality until you felt as though you were teetering on the edge of madness? Or perhaps you've encountered the master of guilt-tripping who can weaponize your empathy against you, turning your compassion into a tool of control. These are the dark arts of emotional manipulation, and they are far more prevalent than we dare to admit. They thrive in the fertile ground of insecurity, fear, and unmet needs. They are the weapons of choice for those who crave power, for those who seek to fill the void within themselves by draining the life force of another. But why are we so susceptible to these tactics? Why do we allow ourselves to be led astray by the siren song of manipulation? The answer, as we shall discover, lies deep within the labyrinth of the unconscious mind, in the hidden chambers where our deepest fears and desires reside. It is here, in the realm of archetypes and shadows, that the seeds of manipulation are sown and the roots of control take hold. Tonight, we embark on a journey into the heart of darkness, a journey into the hidden recesses of the human psyche. We will unmask the puppeteers, expose their tactics, and reclaim our power to choose our own destiny. Are you ready to confront the shadows that lurk within your relationships? Are you prepared to see love for what it truly is, in all its beauty and all its ugliness? Then join me as we delve into the dark manipulation tactics people use in love and learn how to break free from their insidious grip. For only by understanding the darkness can we truly appreciate the light. And only by confronting our shadows can we truly embrace the power of authentic love. Now let's plumb the depths of a particularly insidious tactic: the creation of a trauma bond. Imagine a spider meticulously weaving its web, each strand seemingly harmless, yet designed to ensnare its prey. Likewise, some individuals construct relationships built upon cycles of idealization, devaluation, and intermittent reinforcement. At first, they shower you with affection, praise, and attention, making you feel like the most extraordinary person in the world. You are their soulmate, their destiny, the missing piece they've been searching for. This initial phase is intoxicating, a heady rush that blinds you to any potential red flags. However, just as quickly as the adoration began, it can vanish. Suddenly, you find yourself facing criticism, blame, or even outright rejection. The person who once held you in such high esteem now seems cold, distant, or even hostile. This devaluation phase is designed to destabilize you, to make you question your worth and your sanity. You begin to wonder what you did wrong, what you could have done differently to earn back their love and approval. Then, just when you're about to give up, the cycle repeats. The affection returns, even more intense than before. You are once again their everything, their one and only. This intermittent reinforcement is the key to the trauma bond. Because the affection is unpredictable, it becomes highly addictive. You crave it, you yearn for it, and you will do almost anything to get it. Consider this: a person consistently criticizes their partner's appearance, chipping away at their self-esteem. Then, out of the blue, they offer a compliment, a fleeting moment of validation. This small act of kindness becomes magnified, disproportionately valued because it is so rare. The victim becomes desperate to please, to earn more of these crumbs of affection, trapped in a cycle of seeking approval from someone who is deliberately withholding it. This dynamic creates a powerful emotional dependency, a bond that is incredibly difficult to break. The victim becomes conditioned to accept abuse as a normal part of the relationship, constantly hoping for the return of the idealized version of their partner. They may even begin to identify with their abuser, internalizing their criticisms and blaming themselves for the problems in the relationship. Furthermore, the trauma bond can be reinforced by external factors, such as social isolation. The manipulator may isolate their partner from their friends and family, making them even more dependent on them for emotional support. This isolation creates a sense of vulnerability and helplessness, making it even harder for the victim to escape the abusive relationship. The insidious nature of the trauma bond lies in its ability to warp reality. It distorts the victim's perception of themselves and their relationship, making it difficult for them to see the abuse for what it is. They may rationalize their partner's behavior, making excuses for their actions and clinging to the hope that things will eventually get better. However, the truth is that the cycle will continue unless the victim takes steps to break free from the manipulator's control. Understanding this pattern is the first step toward reclaiming your autonomy and rebuilding your life. The next stage is recognizing how this plays out in a broader psychological context. Reflecting on this journey so far, we begin to perceive not merely individual acts of manipulation, but a systemic architecture of control, a subtly constructed edifice designed to imprison the spirit. It's akin to observing the intricate workings of a clock, where each gear, spring, and lever, seemingly independent, contributes to the precise orchestration of time. Similarly, the manipulative tactics we've touched upon, when viewed collectively, reveal a calculated strategy aimed at eroding autonomy and fostering dependence. Consider for a moment the cumulative effect of these insidious techniques. It's not unlike the slow, relentless erosion of a coastline by the sea. Each wave, seemingly insignificant in isolation, gradually reshapes the landscape, carving away at the land until it bears little resemblance to its former self. Likewise, each instance of manipulation, each subtle act of control, chips away at the victim's sense of self, leaving them vulnerable and disoriented. Drawing these strands together, we see a pattern emerge, a recurring motif of power imbalance and emotional exploitation. It's a dance performed in the shadows, where one partner seeks to dominate and the other, often unknowingly, submits. But what fuels this dance? What lies at the heart of this destructive dynamic? The answer, perhaps, lies in the unmet needs and unresolved traumas of both parties involved. The manipulator, driven by a deep-seated insecurity or a thirst for control, seeks to fill the void within themselves by dominating another. The victim, often carrying their own wounds and vulnerabilities, becomes susceptible to the manipulator's tactics, unconsciously drawn into a pattern of self-sacrifice and codependency. In light of these insights, the path forward becomes clearer, though no less challenging. It requires a willingness to confront the darkness within ourselves, to acknowledge our own vulnerabilities and unmet needs. It demands a commitment to self-awareness, a conscious effort to recognize the signs of manipulation and to resist the urge to fall into familiar patterns of self-sacrifice. And it necessitates a radical act of self-compassion, a recognition that we are all worthy of love and respect, regardless of our past experiences or perceived flaws. As we pivot towards the final reflection, let us consider the transformative power of awareness. Just as a single ray of light can pierce through the darkest night, so too can awareness illuminate the hidden corners of our relationships, exposing the insidious tactics that seek to control us. By understanding the dynamics of manipulation, we can begin to dismantle the architecture of control, reclaiming our power and paving the way for healthier, more authentic connections. What remains now is to distill this understanding into a potent elixir of self-empowerment, a guiding principle to navigate the complexities of love and relationships with clarity, courage, and unwavering self-respect. How do we translate this Awareness into action, transforming our understanding into a shield against future manipulation? This is the question we must now address as we approach the culmination of our exploration. And so the veil is lifted. We have peered into the shadowed corners of the heart, witnessing the subtle dance of control and the insidious creep of manipulation. But knowledge, like a double-edged sword, demands responsibility. It is not enough to simply recognize these tactics. We must actively cultivate the discernment to dismantle them, both within ourselves and in our relationships. The true alchemy of love lies not in blind devotion, but in the conscious choice to engage with authenticity, vulnerability, and unwavering self-respect. Consider this. The manipulated heart is not a broken vessel, but a seed buried in darkness, waiting for the light to awaken its dormant potential. Each act of manipulation, though painful, can become a catalyst for profound growth, a turning point on the path to self-discovery. It is in the crucible of these experiences that we forge our resilience, refine our boundaries, and reclaim our inherent power. The journey forward is not without its challenges. There will be moments of doubt, moments of vulnerability, moments when the siren song of manipulation seems almost irresistible. But in those moments, remember the truths we have uncovered. That you are worthy of love that is freely given, not conditional, that your voice deserves to be heard, not silenced, and that your boundaries are sacred, not to be violated. Let us now move beyond the realm of mere recognition and embrace the transformative power of conscious choice. Choose to surround yourself with individuals who uplift and empower you, who celebrate your strengths and support your growth. Choose to communicate with honesty and compassion, expressing your needs and desires with clarity and respect. And above all, choose to cultivate a deep and unwavering love for yourself, recognizing that you are complete and whole, regardless of the validation or approval of others. The true practice begins now. It begins with a commitment to self-awareness, a willingness to examine our own patterns of behavior and to challenge the beliefs that hold us back. It begins with a radical act of self-compassion, an acceptance of our imperfections, and a celebration of our unique gifts. And it begins with a conscious choice to create relationships that are built on mutual respect, honesty, and unwavering support. For in the end, love is not a battlefield, but a sanctuary. It is a place where we can be our authentic selves, where we can share our vulnerabilities without fear, and where we can grow and evolve together in harmony and grace. May you journey forth with courage, clarity, and an unwavering belief in the power of love to heal and transform. The echo of truth remains. The heart unbound will always find its way back to the stars. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more insights into the hidden dynamics of relationships.